You know, healing from eustachian tube dysfunction and tinnitus related symptoms, the difficulty really is the anxiety. The biggest thing is trying to convince yourself that there's nothing seriously wrong with you. And I don't think a lot of professionals out there understand the dynamic of why this condition is so hard to kick. It's not so much that, oh, the clogging and the swishing sounds, the clicking sounds, the muffling sounds, yes, those are annoying, but the ultimate grand boss is the anxiety problems. And that's really what it is. That's what it boils down to. And when you go in and say, hey, you know, I have anxiety because I think my ear is the problem. I think my ear is causing a lot of anxiety. You just get kicked out, really. I mean, not literally, but this idea of that anxiety is driving the problem that you have, or the ear is driving the anxiety, it doesn't really get held up when you go into the doctor's office and you're trying to explain to the professional, you know, I'm having this imbalance in emotions. I'm having this side effect of depression. I'm having these thoughts. I'm having this hypochondriac related problems that I feel all of a sudden. I feel like I need all this medication. I need all these remedies. I need all these things. You say all of that stuff, and it's not going to really hold up very well. You know, you're just going to go into the doctor's office and say all these things, and you're probably not going to get the reaction that you're looking for, and the outcome is probably not going to be what you're searching for as well. You're probably most likely are going to get prescribed prednisone if there's some swelling. You're definitely going to leave out of there with some nasal spray, depending on if it's prescribed nasal spray or just samples as you walk out. And then you're going to go off to yourself and try to figure out what's going on. But in today's video, I'm just going to break down some very simple things. Right now you're watching, you're probably feeling a little uneasy. You're feeling a little unsure, and you're maybe thinking that whatever you're going to hear in this video may or may not work, most likely leaning to may not work. I can't tell you that when I was doing a lot of searching and looking, I kept getting repetitive information back. It was just the same old stuff: nasal spray, allergies, take honey. That's pretty much where I left off with everything. And in this video, I'm really going to break down that it's deeper than that. And let's get started right now. So first of all, anxiety. A lot of you know there's different types of anxiety. I'm not going to get into all of that because this is just going to delay the video, and I want you all to start finding that healing. But when you have this type of condition, you have something called eustachian tube dysfunction, and you have the ringing going on in your ears. You'll start to develop anxiety, but it's going to be a different modified version of anxiety. It's going to be a type of anxiety that you never encountered before. Some of you watching this video are probably thinking, what in the world is he talking about? There's different forms. And in this type of anxiety that you deal with this condition, you're going to suddenly start thinking that you will not get rid of this thing. You're going to start thinking you can't do anything to let me give you an example. You can't go too far. You can't do anything too different. You can't go places too out of the comfort zone. So you start to just basically create this shell or this bubble because your mind is starting to be overwhelmed with these conditions, these symptoms, and you're just going to start developing this carousel effect is what I always label it as, is that you're going to do things that trigger other things, that make you think other things, and then you just keep going in a circle of circle of unknown. And this is the type of anxiety that's not like the normal anxiety that you've been faced in life. You know, there's a specific reason of why you feel this type of anxiety, and you kind of know how to get rid of it. This type of anxiety is a lot different. You don't know why you have it. You know your ear's bothering you, but how could an ear cause this anxiety? And what do I do to get rid of this anxiety? This is all kind of entangled into this condition, this messy condition. And so what you're going to do is you're going to do the responsible thing, because after trying to Google it and figuring it out yourself, you become desperate, and then you start to seek medical or professional advice. You realize very quickly that medical or professional advice is actually leading you to more anxiety, because it's kind of putting you into a realm that's not beneficial to what you're going through, which is treating the anxiety first. How do you treat the anxiety first? You treat the anxiety first by telling the individual that the anxiety is being triggered by this condition, for sure. That's going to completely heal a lot of what you feel right there, just that alone. And then what you want to do, this video is I'm explaining this to professionals as well. Now, I am not a doctor, never claimed to be one. But hey, this video is going to speak not only to the professional out there, but this video is going to speak to the sufferer out there too. So feel free to take this phone or computer into the office with you. Now, the thing is, when you have this condition here, is now that you realize that there is in fact a definite correlation between what I feel and what I'm also bringing it out into the world, my thoughts, when it comes to this condition, and the thoughts are not good. And then now that you have developed that correlation, you have to now start to strengthen the mind in a way where anything that you feel moving forward, you're going to say, it's just that. It's just that. I'm handing it, all my thoughts, all my unknowns, all my anxieties, all my negative impressions are all that. That being ETD. And when you start to do that, we're starting to do the blame game. In this sense, the blame game is good, because if you don't do the blame game, you're going to think that whatever it is you feel is this phenomenon that's just going to keep attacking you, and you don't know why it's doing it. You think it's you, and sometimes it can be us, but you're only doing that because the condition is kind of derailing you to that type of personality that you're kind of embedding now. So you want to start bringing all problems to it's this. Let me tell you why. Because when I had it, I started thinking everything under the sun. I started deviating from, maybe it's not my ear. Maybe it's not this condition. Maybe it's just me changing as a person. Maybe it's just me developing. This is just who I was meant to be. This is my new. I used to talk to a lot of you, and I still hear a lot of that when I do my coaching. This is just the new norm. The reason why you have to bring an identifier, you have to point the blame to the condition, is because you're going to start doing that. You're going to start thinking all these things that you feel is a part of your degenerative process, your makeup now, your new life form. And that's not going to help you, because then you're going to start like signing your name under this level of acceptance. And that's not going to help. It's just going to prolong what you feel. And what you want to feel is good. You want to feel clarity. You want to feel balance. And so remember, bring the correlation into the picture. It's related to this issue. Then 2, you want to put all things aside that you're feeling that didn't used to be the case. And you want to give it a label. It's that. It's that. It's that. Most of the time, it is that. And then after you've done that, now we got to put the motor into motion. What does that mean? Now we got to start strengthening not just the mind, but the body. We got to start developing a good nutrition plan. And look here, we're strengthening ourselves for battle. I'm not saying to completely blow up everything that you're doing, but anytime you're fighting something that's not normally there and you're not sure how long it's going to be around, you got to start strengthening the body. We should have already been doing that. Some of you are already doing that, so that's great. Your road's going to be a little less, but the thing about it is here, you got to start strengthening the body. You got to start implementing the greens, the cruciferous, the leafy green vegetables. You got to start doing those things that you probably said to yourself, I should have been doing already. You got to start doing it now. Start doing that. Sleep 7 to 8 hours. Sounds like a lot. Trust me, I don't even get 7 hours half the time. But I know when I was dealing with this condition, I had my butt in that bed and I was getting 7 to 8 hours. Why? Because I was dealing with something. And I should continue to deal with something. Don't stop doing the good things because you don't feel bad. You got to start doing them all the time, because when you start feeling bad, your road to travel on to healing is going to be less. And it might not even happen. It might prevent a lot of the things that you feel. So remember, sleep, diet, nutrition, and then you want to be sure to get moving. You got to get moving. You don't have to be a cross-fitness athlete or some triathlon running person. You got to get moving though. You got to start taking brisk walks. You got to do it consistently. And you got to do, this is one of the biggest ones, and I think I didn't do very well at this until later, but you have to take time to stretch the body. The body is not, we run our body all day, every day. Even when we sleep, we're running our body. We're tossing and turning, we're moving, we're twisting. We got to take time to adequately stretch the neck, the body, the back, the shoulders, shoulder blades, the traps. You got to take time to do conscious stretching, not just, oh, here we go and I'm done for the day. No, we have to take time to stretch the neck, left and right. Now I'm rushing it for purpose of the video, but we want to go left, all the way down, chin to armpit, hold it there, 30 seconds, and then you start feeling this looseness happening here in the trapezoid muscles. You have to do conscious stretching. And I say conscious because we got to take time to carve out time to actually do it, and not just a quick little left or right and be done for the day. Now, this all probably sounds like a lot, but when you think about it, it's something we should be doing all day, every day anyways. And to be honest with you all out there that are suffering, you'll see that it becomes such a habit that it starts to become second nature, and you'll just do it more fluently, and it won't feel like a group of things to have to do. You ever notice when you start a job, it seems like there's so much to do, and it probably never stops for some of you, but the so much now becomes second nature, and now the so much is really so much, and the things that you have to do anyways just become second nature. So you go through your list, and it doesn't feel like a list anymore. It just feels like, oh, that's just my job. That's the kind of thing that we have to develop when we're trying to heal, is that all these things that we've probably neglected our body of, it feels like a job because we're not doing it. Once you start doing it, it just feels like you're just doing what you should be doing. Just like you get up in the morning, you let the dog out, or you feed the cat, you take the kids to school, you get ready, get dressed, you make breakfast. For some of you out there that are hearing that person talk about all the things they need to do, for you, it's just like, oh, you're just doing it in zombie mode. But for others, it's like a list. And I think we've gotten so far away from taking care of ourselves that now when we talk about it, it feels like a list. And indeed it is, but you won't extract so much energy doing that list. So remember, folks, and remember professionals and medical staff, crew, leaders, and doctors, nurses, and whoever else is going to help you, whoever you're going to treat or talk to about this, it's an anxiety thing too. And that should be considered. And it should be considered in the forefront, in my opinion. If you don't get the anxiety down, the nasal spray and all this other stuff is not going to work. It's not going to work because you're undoing a lot of what you're trying to take out of your problem list. You're undoing that because you have so much anxiety that's not being treated, and you're not being told that the anxiety is related to the condition that you're dealing with. Once you get rid of the mental side of things, or you improve, I should say, the mental side of things, you'll realize that the other stuff just starts improving as well. Remember, you start strengthening the legs, you start strengthening the back, you start strengthening the shoulders, you start strengthening the neck. Your body works with each other better. It works as a team. It's the same. You work on that anxiety, the body will work with all parts, the ears especially, much better when we work on everything. It doesn't have to take hours. In fact, I don't want you to take hours. It's something that can be done in a matter of 30 to 45 minutes if you just do it consistently. But when you skip days and you just say, hey, I'm busy today, just keep in mind that that's another day that you're going to have to deal with the symptoms, and you don't want to deal with that. I hope this video was very helpful for you. If it was, please take time to subscribe to the channel. I try to bring content as often as possible. But in the meantime, I'm going to step out of the Jaye Wellness Studio and leave you in good hands with this video. Like anything else, folks, we're here to simply go back to the basics. Take care, everybody, and I will catch you in the next video.